has the marketing of this movie benefited it or a stumbling block for this movie?
Here's the thing, is like, if you watch the film and you understood it, you see that marketing is the reality of Marty.
Okay, all right. Out of the two Safdie brothers movies, which one was I more interested in? It was Marty Supreme.
The balls in writing.
Yeah.
The lines
great.
that they did.
People are divided by this.
Yeah.
Sees the baby and something changes in him.
He literally, my life is no longer
mine. And I love the ending because and then obviously you finish with Tears for Fears. Welcome to your life. Oh, that was so good. Welcome back to another episode of Real Chumps, where chatting about movies feels like hanging out with friends. I'm your host, Marcel, and with me as always is my co-host, Danny.
This week we are talking about Marty Supreme, directed by Josh Safdie and written by Josh Safdie and Ronald Bronstein, starring Timothée Chalamet, Odessa Azion, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin O'Leary, and many more.
Before we roll the intro, quick reminder, if you're not watching this on YouTube, make sure you head over there and subscribe. It's the best way to support the show. It helps more movie fans find us, and it also lets you join in on the conversation in the comments and the community posts.
With that being said,
let's roll the intro.
Okay, listen, question of the day, man, is, are you any good at ping pong?
No.
I'm absolute trash.
No, yeah.
I wish I was better at ping pong.
I had a friend that had a table and every now and then would go to their house growing up and play, but no, I was not good.
I feel like every single time I had there was a ping pong table at a friend's house or whatever, they never had enough room. Like, there was just no room to do it.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, they had a ping pong table because they wanted a ping pong table, but it wasn't like enough room to actually play ping pong.
Yep.
Or at least to even, like, if you didn't play, you didn't get good enough. Mm-hmm. However, there is a ping pong table there's a park by the mall over here. I should know this because I'm always there for Orem stuff.
That new park?
Yeah, it's great. There's a
ping pong table?
Cement ping pong table with like a metal or like a really nice thing that you can just show up. And I'm like, I think we need to start a club. There's some, I mean, like, you know, they have whole clubs in like New York City.
Oh yeah, dude.
And there's like religious.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like not only clubs, but like leagues, but unofficial leagues.
Yeah.
It's great. So I'm over here. I'm here to petition that we start the
Real Chums table tennis league.
Yeah. Meet us at what park is that called? Anyways.
The Utah Podcasters Table Tennis League. And we just play against other podcasters in the area.
That'd be hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, I love that. So good. Okay.
Look, we're going to be talking Marty Supreme. We're going to be talking the next couple of weeks movies that came out while we were in between seasons.
Right.
And also as we get ready for Oscar nominations, and we're in the thick of award seasons.
Thick of it.
Which I've been on record talking about how these award seasons just are.
Do you have any? Yeah, they're just malarkey. Do you have an award? Like, if you were gonna say, this is the award season that I appreciate. Not appreciate. The only one that you maybe have some semblance of respect for.
I mean, I enjoy watching the Oscars.
Yes.
I think there are many times. There's no I think. The Oscars many times has like let everyone down with their nominations and who they choose to win and the voters, and it's just like, what? I know they're really in the past like 4 or 5 years, they've really made a big, strong effort to diversify who can vote and going after younger people, because it really was just like 60-plus-year-old white men that could vote, right? That were part of the Academy's voting pool, and so they've made strides in that. I think they've done a really good job in bringing more awareness to like international films, and like the Oscars as a whole has become a little bit more international. I mean, you had Parasite that won a couple of years ago, and so I think you're seeing it become more international, which I think will only benefit. And obviously, like the fact that it's going onto YouTube in a couple of years, they now have the license to only show there. I think that's going to be a huge benefit to the Oscars.
I think that they are hoping for the conversation and the buzz that comes from this sort of venue, but I'm not 100% sure that they're fully ready. They might get there.
They have
then.
like 4 years.
But
4 years to
4 years is a long time in internet time
to get ready for it.
Yeah, but that's a long time for internet time and how things change, right? I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that's a long time to move over there. And now it could mean that by that time, YouTube is the de facto television.
Sure, but I think it is the best move for the Oscars
100%.
to have gone to YouTube.
I wasn't saying that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think that what they see from the outcome is going to be unexpected from what they think.
How so?
I think that there's a level of there could be a level of they're not ready for the level of commenting or like live commenting that there. I don't know if they're going to do that. Like if they're going to do it live on YouTube with ability to add commentary and whatever.
Yeah, I'm 100% they're going to do that.
Yeah,
it will be live. It'll be on YouTube TV, obviously, and then I'm sure on YouTube TV it'll just give you the option, not the channel, but it'll say like watch the Oscars here. Or you can just go straight to YouTube, to the Oscars channel on YouTube and watch it live there.
Correct,
right?
correct.
They're going to build now all the shorts and reels off of that and have it all live in one place.
The red carpet will probably be live.
The red carpet will be live on there.
That will be a big one.
It'll be huge. They'll be able to create clips and everything. They'll have more of the resources to really help. It's going to be international. Okay.
Yeah.
People everyone's watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is internationally. So like they're gonna get a broader audience for it.
Yeah.
And it'll be a lot more accessible because right now, like watching the Oscars internationally is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Like the rights, the distribution rights for it, it's so hard. There's some countries that they just don't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to. I think it's just the smartest move for them to have gone there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be good. Awesome.
The Golden Globes, though, I hate the Golden Globes. I won't get into it.
We should do a whole episode on the Golden Globes.
That's a whole episode on the Golden Globes.
No, not even an episode. We should have a video. The Golden Globes. I'm trying to think of a good title, like why the Golden Globes is a complete sham. Is that a good enough title?
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
And then you have to have a picture of a mysterious figure that is the person that is the reason in the thumbnail.
Well, I mean, it's just
No, we'll talk about it. We'll do this another episode. We don't want to digress. All right, guys. Look, we're talking Marty Supreme. Let's give you a quick movie synopsis, okay? Marty Supreme follows a fiercely competitive, endlessly confident prodigy as he claws his way through hell and back, fueled by ego, ambition, and an unshakable belief in his own greatness. Marty's rise forces him to confront the thin line between passion and obsession, and what it really means to be the best.
how many times you've seen this once?
I've only watched it once.
Well,
I really wanted to go see it again before having this discussion. There just wasn't any time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, sorry. There was time. There was not available time slots at our AMC, which pisses me off.
That's another video.
That's a whole other video. AMC, I'm gonna.
We love you, but we hate you.
We
AMC.
love you and hate you. It's like I'm like. Look, I get it. Here in Utah, we don't have. That's another video. Another video. Yeah. Okay, you only watched it once, right?
Yeah, I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
What was that? Was it a crowded theater? What was that experience like?
Yeah, so I did go late. It was like 10:30 when I went.
Okay.
It was a late one. There was, I think, 2 other people in the theater with me.
Okay.
I was,
and this was also like 2 weeks after it had already released. Yes.
I believe so. I think it was still in the main theater.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The premium theater. But no, was it?
No.
No.
Avatar is taking that.
Yeah. So it was just whatever. It was just 2 other people. It was fine. The theater experience was fine, but I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I did have a little bit of a crisis because I for some reason I was like, oh, this is like a ping pong, like a sports film. This is absolutely not a sports.
Oh, let's start off with that actually, because I think. Sorry, I cut you off.
No,
Finish.
No, I want you. Ask the question.
What has the marketing of this movie benefited it or been a
roadblock, a stumbling block?
A stumbling block for this movie.
Ooh, this is the thing that I've been thinking about because the marketing 100% felt.
This is the biggest budget that A24 has done on a movie. Okay,
correct.
You have not only the marketing from A24, you had Timothée on top of the sphere, the Marty Supreme jackets. I want one. The ping pong balls all over the blimps.
Yes.
Okay. The little catchphrase "Dream big."
The social media like moments and like the like cameos of different things. The viral pitch meeting.
Yes.
Absolutely. Look, marketing on point.
Yes.
But like you said, did it help or did it actually hurt it? I'm torn. I actually do think it actually hurt it more than it benefited it. What are your thoughts?
I asked this because there's a neighbor of ours that watched this movie and was telling my wife about it and how much they hated it.
Okay.
And I said, well, okay, why? Right?
Yeah.
And they went as a family to go see it. They don't have little kids. I think their oldest is like 18. Okay. So like they went out as a family during the holiday break. I don't know. I don't think I would have taken knowing that it's a Safdie movie.
It's a Timothée Chalamet movie. Not Timothée. It's just yes.
It's a Safdie. It's one of the Safdies, right, Josh? And I've just been like, I don't think. Anyway, and they just felt like they didn't like how he gets Rachel pregnant, and then like he's this dick and his ego, and he's a douche, and like it doesn't tie it back in. And I'm like, you guys missed the whole point.
Point.
Yeah. And then I got on Reddit, okay, on the AMC A-list subreddit. You need to join, by the way.
Okay, I'll join.
And someone posted about Marty Supreme and how they enjoyed it, their experience, etc. And then one of the comments says, my wife and I absolutely hated this movie. And he said, this was sold to me as a rags to riches story. And it is not that. Everyone is unbearable. You do not like this man. He doesn't achieve his dream. Blah, 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 blah. And I asked him, I'm like, this is fascinating. Because what made you believe that this was a rags to riches movie? And he's like, the marketing and blah, blah, blah. And that, I think...
See, I don't agree with that. Because I don't think... I did not look at this as a regular... But the way that all the marketing that I kind of pitched, it was like, this is like a ping pong legend story. Like, even like... To some degree, it felt like this was about the man who was trying, but at the core, when you look at the film, so like it's here's the thing: is like if you watch the film and you understood it, you see that the marketing is the reality of Marty.
Okay, all right,
because Chalamet is channeling what Marty would do.
Oh, Chalamet, there's a very thin line between Chalamet and Marty here, right? Like who's talking? Just like what's his face? Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark, right?
Yes.
Like
they are the one and the same.
Right.
But because like as you talk, I'm like, I didn't get it as a Rector Richard. I definitely got it like this is a sports film. And it's about becoming great in ping pong. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great because it's like, this is about a sport that doesn't get a lot of love. And yet there's so much passion in this sport. Do they accomplish the idea of passion in the film? I do think they do that. Yes. But at the core, this is a character film. And this is a character study. And the dynamics of a individual who is, like you say, confronted on that thin line of passion and obsession.
Yes. I do think the movie benefited from the marketing, right?
I agree. I think people got hyped for it.
Yeah. It's gross. Its budget was around 65 million.
Insane when you think about we'll get
for an A24, right? And it's grossed worldwide 79. Okay. Not the best like margins there, But this is the highest grossing movie for A24. Okay. And so like it's benefited from that aspect, but I think because you had Chalamet going hard with the publicity on this, you had A24 going hard with it, I think you opened it up to a broader audience, people who don't necessarily go see an A24 movie or even a Safdie movie, right? And I think this is what, because I also felt like, I think I told you this, out of the two Safdie brother movies that came out this year, Marty Supreme and whatchamacallit, with The Rock, the Smashing Machine, right? Out of the two Safdie brothers movies, which one was I more interested in? It was Marty Supreme, right? Because of the trailer, I thought the way it looked for me the first time I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this is going to be a story about an individual and what role they play on the business aspect of table tennis and like bring awareness to that, right? Because that's like a big chunk of that trailer was a lot of that, right?
Yes.
And then a week before I went and saw this, I revisited Uncut Gems.
Okay.
And I also watched, which I was my first time watching. What's it called?
Pleasure of Being Robbed?
No, the
Good Time?
Yes, Good Times, by the Safdie brothers, right? And I just immediately was like, no, I think this is going to be like a more like obsessive character story, very like anxiety driven.
Yes.
And I'm glad I went in with that expectation, and I enjoyed this movie so much more had I thought this was in the words of this guy, a rags to riches movie. Yeah,
because ultimately that's what happened to me. So I go in the movie, I'm thinking, oh, it's Timothée Chalamet. He's a obsessed ping ponger trying to conquer the scene, and first U.S. Player to win, and it was him trying to get to the actual tournament.
Yep.
Right. So the whole opening of him, the mission for him to get there, and he ends up robbing his friend or the coworker because his uncle, because he left to go screw a friend and go play ping pong or hustle people or like do some training and then come back later to get his money. And it has to rob him at gunpoint. And I remember I was like, I need to not think about what this movie I thought was gonna get, and I have to remember because the cinematography fantastic,
incredible.
The fact that this movie was made for 64, how much was it?
$64 million.
$64 million. Okay, well, we really need to take a moment to sit back because like the fact that this film was made for 64 million and the amount of production value
with a 45-day shoot.
45-day shoot,
which
production
incredible.
Value, all the little things, and this movie is not, there's not like a ton of white, so it's not like landscape, but they had so many, the lenses they're choosing are so like long. They're like on 85s, almost 100s in some cases, and it's because it's all about the characters, right? It was still kind of the verite feel from Uncut Gems, but the reality is like all the things that they had to do to make these one character moments feel so real is absolutely crazy at this level of budget. Okay, they got scrapped. I think it just goes to show that like you can bring in a really strong actor and maybe bring some other actors that can help that will be good, but maybe not have to be like do too much. But you see that the production value adds so much of a character to a film.
Sure, of course.
And I think this film absolutely amplifies that.
It's incredible the production design and everything that went into this, right? And it's interesting that Josh decides to do this. This is his first film that's a period piece, right?
100%.
Everything has been contemporary of its time, right? Howard in Uncut Gems, that was 2019, right? That's him in 2019.
Yep.
And so I think it's a awesome decision to decide to do a period piece with that same energy in 1950s, and
100%.
you know, you're focused on this young Jewish boy that's didn't live through the struggle of the Holocaust,
yep.
right? Mm-hmm. But he exploits that for his benefit.
The fact that he cracks the amount of jokes that I just was like, the balls in writing.
Yeah,
the lines
great.
that they did.
And so I think like your world building in this story, the chaos, the complexity of the characters, and with that production value, you have to make sure that every dollar benefits the story.
Every dollar benefited the story. And I think this is where, like, you know, if you go into this is one of those moments where, like, if you went to this film and you had a bad time, you need to take a chill pill, you need to take a breath, go have a drink or go do a walk, and then put yourself into a concert and just sit back and rewatch this film. Because this film is just a joyride.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Chaotic.
It is cringy. It is it's honestly, I think what I loved most about it, because of this time era, this period piece, this is an era that, like, most people, like, the idea that I can't remember the line, but it's when Chalamet is talking to Gwyneth Paltrow, Kay Stone's character. He's met up with her because he's going to try to find Stone's husband, to Rockwell, so that he can get to Japan, so he can compete in the tournament, and he's trying to go from there. And they end up having a little afternoon, you know, delight, and she's like asking him the question of, like, well, what do you do for money? And him, like, his drive of, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to make this happen as it goes, but I know that I have something great for me.
She asks at one point in that scene, like, what happens if you fail? And he says something along the lines like, it hasn't even entered my conscience.
Yes.
Right?
That level of, it's not like delusion. Some people might, she looks at it and he's like, you're delusional.
Yeah.
Yet she just had sex with him for, like, the third time. Right? So I think that, like, Gary Vaynerchuk, love him or hate him, has this level of, like, energy that you have to, that you're, like, in your mind, you have to put yourself in this. And Arnold Schwarzenegger talked about this in his book too. Like, there is no plan. You cannot have a plan B. If you have a plan B, you've already failed.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing him talk about that in his book and thinking, like, I mean, in reality, like, for a lot of people, that is what they need. You can't, if you have a safety net, that safety net cripples them.
Sure. But I think this movie isn't about that. It isn't about going for your dreams.
No.
Right? It isn't about, like, we've done a couple movies here on this podcast about ambition.
Yes.
Right? Whiplash.
Yep.
La La Land. Okay. And in those movies, our protagonists get what they were aiming for.
Correct.
Right? It required sacrifice. It required pain. It required, you know, putting relationships aside or whatever. But they achieved that greatness.
Yeah.
Marty doesn't.
No.
And I love, and maybe we segue into the ending. Okay, we're going to start with the ending. Because the ending for me, I don't want to say saves the movie, because I think the movie is great, but, like, it puts that cherry on top.
No.
The movie, the ending is perfect. And it's a reminder for those that haven't, we're already full spoilers, but he loses to Eno, or no, he beats Eno in Japan, right? And comes home. He can't compete in the tournament.
Yeah, so he goes to Japan to compete, but he never even gets to the tournament. So he competes and he does beat. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he gets home. Rachel is still in the hospital after being shot and being forced to go into labor for the baby. And there's this beautiful moment that happens at the end. And I think this is, like, people are divided by this.
Yeah.
Where he sees the baby and something changes in him.
He literally, like, he has it's not like epiphany, but it's like that moment of like, my life is no longer mine.
Yeah.
And I absolutely agree with this. And the reason why I liked what I mentioned earlier is because of the ending.
Yes. I think it's like I love that the movie says like you can have dreams, but like you may not achieve them, right? And whether you have a plan B, like you're saying, or not, what other opportunities in life are going to help you grow and mature and help you channel your obsession, your strengths into, right?
Yeah.
And I love the ending because and then obviously you finish with Tears for Fears. Welcome to your life. Oh, so good. We're going to talk about the music in a second. But like the chaos of these of the life that we're seeing Marty live. Yeah. He's a con artist. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's pathetic. He's
a hustler.
He's a hustler. Yeah.
He's an arrogant. The fact that he's a straight up con artist. Every step of the way of the journey, you're just getting this perspective that he's a man that will do anything to get to where he wants to be. No matter the consequences.
But to a fault, right? Like, he's not a con artist like a Danny Ocean.
No.
Who is suave and gets away with it.
Yeah.
He keeps failing.
Yeah.
Okay? And because he keeps failing, he has to then pull another lie out of nowhere and then keep building onto it and keep going and going. Yet, like, he's still so sincere, like when he's talking to his buddy and how he believes in him and in his dreams and like, you're great. You made these, like talking about the ping pong balls. Like, no way, you made these. Like, yeah. And that's the charm of a con artist, right? Like, they believe in you and they make you believe you're incredible to their own benefit. But it's all of this chaos and anxiety driven story that culminates into this ending. And the question, like, is it a hopeful ending for you? Is it a earned ending? Like, why do people love it? Why do others don't?
Yeah, so I think that ultimately, is it an earned ending? Yes. Is it a hopeful ending? I'm a little more on the fence on that one.
Okay.
Because, as someone who is hopeful, as someone who understands what it means to have that moment to see your child. No, yeah, I delivered my most recent child.
That's true. Yep.
In my own home on accident, not on purpose. And having that moment of like the chaos or whatever, and having the realization that she comes out and is like purple, and then has this moment of like breathing and everything. I know everything's gonna be fine. Mm-hmm. And there's just something special from that you realize, like, yet again, that like this world is a magical place, and that whether you're a freaking whether you're a baby to an old individual who's looking back at their life trying to ask themselves, have I done enough for this world? We're all just people on this rock. But I think the reason why this movie earns this ending is because they went so extreme to look at the life and come to a real moment of shocking the individual to saying, what is it that is really a matter? Like, there are things in everybody's lives that put your life into a perspective that you had not ever and would have never there. And most often than not, that is a child.
And I think, look, in Josh Safdie decides to use, the birth of a child as the means to hopefully cause or create change in Marty, right?
I do, like, if you think about who Marty is and things that he does, there's a level that, like, the hope is that he will be a unrelentless father,
right,
to provide for this kid's life.
And I think like that, like, and again, like Timothée, one of the greatest living actors of our generation right now.
You heard it here, folks.
I don't think that's shocking.
No,
Brandon.
it's
Like,
not.
we all agree. Please, Timothy, don't do anything to like get canceled. I am just like,
Don't.
I'm on your side all the way. But like, I just his reaction. It's sincere. It's authentic. It's genuine, and I love that because the entire movie, he is an ass. Like, he's lying. He's cheating, and I don't like him. Mm-hmm. And so for me, like, when I see his reaction at the end and his expression, I see a change in him. And for me, I choose to I make the choice that this is a hopeful movie ending for me.
Yeah.
I like to think that he does go on and change. And that's just me, okay? And it's hard for narcissistic people like him to change. I know that. But in this fictional story, I believe he changed. He changes, right? And then you can listen to like to Josh's interviews. Like, his idea, especially with the needle drop, is that in the 80s, he's retelling this story. He's at a concert with his granddaughter. At a Tears for Fears concert with his granddaughter, and he's telling him this story, or her this story, and that's why the movie ends with the song, because that's how he originally wanted the ending to be. It doesn't happen, but it ends with the Tears for Fears song, and so like I like to think that he does change, and that expression that he gives is phenomenal and incredible, and it all just builds up to that moment, because in my opinion, I don't think that Marty cares about table tennis.
No.
I don't think that's his passion.
But he was good enough at it
that he just put all his chips into it.
100%.
Right? And I think maybe his obsession is fame.
Notoriety.
Yeah.
When I think about Marty, I think that his obsession is it isn't like clout, is the level of not only power but like influence and recognition and fame of all these things that come from being really good at something, or even being, having a lot of money or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. We know, and I think what helps to emphasize that your theory and the understanding of that, he doesn't care about that, is because his uncle, I want you to be store manager. You don't have to tell what's his bucket, because you're good at this. And I think there's always, those people in your life. They're good at absolutely everything, right? And they do their own, the one specific thing they're obsessed about or whatever. But like, Marty is someone who will always go and do the thing, even if he doesn't care about it. But he goes the extra mile on the thing he feels like this is the thing that's gonna like get me to that, level, status, or fame, or whatever. Sure. Especially at this time, right? In this era. Most of the, he's looking for, he is an individual of vision and of the future. And this opportunity was unlike, no one was looking at it. Right. And he saw that to some degree.
Yeah.
Or he saw that like, I can do that.
Yeah. And I think too that I think that's what makes him a fascinating character.
1,000%.
Right? Because even when Kay Stone comes onto the scene and he's being interviewed by the reporters, and they immediately, is that Kay? Is that Kay Stone? Yes, she was a famous Hollywood actress, blah, blah. Their attention goes to her. And he no longer has the attention on him.
I love that scene. Here's what I love about that scene, okay? In that moment, we're on maybe an 85. It's fast paced. It's cutting back and forth into each of the things. They disrupt. We're still in like a tight maybe 80, maybe even 100, but we're much farther away.
Yeah,
and we're getting this perspective that he's no longer the world.
Yeah,
and it's so beautiful, because then he tries to like recapture their attention as she walks past. It only cuts back to him for a short, brief moment as he starts to say, I want that now.
I want that now.
I'm going to have that now.
I need to conquer it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he now has to change. I just, it's interesting as a character. Like and that's why like the ending for me works.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's when he has that change, right? That's when he has that opportunity to grow, to mature, to a degree have a rebirth of his own, right? And you know, like as a parent, like every time we've had a child, like it seems like my life is also beginning. I have the opportunity to make an impact on a kid that has zero expectations of me.
Yeah.
That doesn't understand any of my baggage, right? and that is such an exhilarating opportunity and exciting moment. And it's always just like a rebirth for me to be like, okay, I can do this better this time around, right? Or this time, whatever that may be. But like, I just love it for that. And I just don't think he really cares about his real passion. Isn't table tennis. It's getting that notoriety, getting that fame, and he just happened to be good at table tennis, and that's why that's where he puts all his chips in.
Yeah,
I love it,
dude. You know what I think? I think I love it more. You know, as we've been discussing, and as I replay the film in my mind, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it, is that when you look, everybody talks about like the hero's journey or like any of these frameworks, right? And the ultimate goal of a good story is that your hero's character changes, right? And too often, the change of the characters, you know, it happens, but it's not like, you know, it is a change for them in the world, but it's not like it's not like you're expecting it to some degree. You know that this person is going to change, they're going to become a better individual, they're going to conquer whatever. But what I love about this film is that there's this level of like, you absolutely do not like Marty. You're not supposed to like Marty Supreme.
You almost don't like anyone in this movie.
You almost don't like. No. I think that what I think is that you're introduced to people and then you don't like them.
Yeah.
Because every one of them is this selfish / they're looking to be entitled or to have their will be the one that is the king of. Everyone's fighting to be the owner of this thing. Marty's mom not being annoyed with him for not just staying home and being a good Jewish boy.
Also being like lying and manipulating, right? Yes. Oh, I'm going to the hospital. No, you're not, right? Yeah. We see where he gets it from.
100%. Like, tell him I'm sick. Okay, mom, whatever. The fact that Odessa playing as Rachel Misler, fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
She's so dissatisfied, and she has a relationship that they've cultivated this love that isn't really there, because Marty is gonna have a moment that like the next woman, in this case K-Stone, he's gonna go after that because it's the next challenge.
It's the next challenge. Yep.
And but when you culminate into this ending, it is so visceral, the change, because of just this. And I think this is the thing that Timothée, I think, truly deserves such praise, is that he channeled that for that one moment.
Yeah.
He channeled everything for Marty and who he was, and his arrogance, and his freaking dickness, so that he could have that moment on camera with no words, but just straight emotions. Mm-hmm. And that is something you don't get every day in a film. And I think that's why people are semi-upset with it, is it's been a while since they've sat down and said, I might truly be moved by this thing, but because I don't like this individual.
Interesting. You're right. I think because of a basic understanding that we all have of the hero's journey, right? We like to see our hero earn their growth.
Yeah.
And I feel like the conversations I've had is that people feel like it's not merited.
It's not merited. How many people in this world have been Marty?
Yeah.
they were not the scum, but they were definitely not the greatest of people. And then they had a kid or
a career change
or a unexpected situation of like health or someone someone that they did care about to some level, unexpectedly die or whatever that might be. Take a moment to realize I don't want that or I need to do better. Mm-hmm. It happens all the time.
It happens all the time, daily. I do enjoy and love this movie because of the ending. I think the whole time as I was watching it, I was just constantly anxious as to how are we gonna wrap this up.
I had the same. You know what absolutely frightened me is when he goes to Japan. He's under the thumb of Rockwell.
Yeah,
he literally just got spanked.
Spanking scene, man.
Dude, that made me so uncomfortable.
I was like,
know. You know what I thought about? It's like, of course that would happen. Yeah. Like the thought that he's like, I'm gonna spank you, and these dudes just he has to draw, and he's got to get spanked by a freaking ping pong. Like that is, that's just like some crazy freaking time period. You're like that happened because people they just weird times. Okay, but. He's under his thumb. He's under the pressure to have to like play there, but he has the pressure, and I'm like, he's not going to go to the final, and he's going to come and he's going to win, but in a scenario that is so depressing, for like the Japanese people, like this idea that he has to prove to himself that he has to be this, but to this icon, and then like he's straight up going to lose. How is he just going to live in Japan? I'm like, we're just going to end in him. Trying to bum people in Japan on some like some game of like an American trying to like to live in Japan. Like, is that how we're gonna end this film?
Yeah. No. And again, that's why it works so well for me because this movie could have ended in so many ways, and to bring it back to the birth, it's just genius. I want to talk a little bit about the other characters. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary as Milton Rockwell.
Yeah.
That worked really well.
I was surprised. No, I wasn't. I mean, you know what I love is that he, just you put him in a white shirt, his glasses, in a past life, that was him.
That is him, right? That is him in real life. Do you watch Shark Tank?
Yes, you're right.
No, so... I love if you have the time to listen to Josh talk about the casting process.
This was an interesting casting process, right? Like a lot of these individuals have like.
This is a Safdie. This is how the Safdies work.
If
you look at all their movies, they love big casts of big famous people in like small 10-second roles, right?
I mean, Tyler the Creator killed it.
You have what's his face? One of the. Magicians. Did you catch him? Penn and Teller?
Oh, no, I didn't catch Penn and Teller.
One of them, Gillette. He's in it, right? So like he's great. They're both really good at doing this. But he talks about like when he casts people, he casts them with all of their baggage, he says. Because your experience... And it's interesting because he did a interview with Ben Affleck for the DGA. They watched the movie, and then Ben Affleck got to do a Q&A with him afterwards. And they bring up the fact of like, is it Timothy or is it Marty that's talking about all ambition, all this stuff? And he's like, when I first met Timothy, he was just this young kid. I met him at a party. He was introduced to me, and like
I did hear the story.
He was just kind of like whatever, lost, but I could see the drive in him. I could see that he was committed and wanted to be the best, kind, gentle soul, whatever. But like I just knew he was just gonna be committed to anything. And so when he wrote out the movie, he's like, I knew I had to cast him for that because of his life's experiences that he will bring to this, right? And he talked the same with Kevin O'Leary. Like, Kevin O'Leary is playing a version of himself as Rockwell.
Yeah.
Right? This ruthless businessman.
Yeah.
that just wants what's best for him and for his company. And if that means like you have to pull down your pants and get spanked, then he will ask you to do that, right? And so like I love that he casts people with that mentality that your life's experience. I'm only gonna cast you because I feel like you will bring, because of what you've experienced in life,
to the character.
Yeah, right.
It's funny because Luke Manley, who plays Dion Galanis, he's part of the Barstool crew or something like that. He was on it and talking about the experience of working with Chalamet and how much, like, he's like, you know, he was cast, but he's like, how much Chalamet did so much to help some of these smaller like these people who've never really acted in a film like such a Safdie, like a film that's so art, kind of like a real piece of cinema.
Yeah.
I can't put it any other way. Like, you know, this individual, you know, Safdie, all of his films, when they go about this, they try to go for this like rawness. And I think that's, you know, this methodology or this approach to casting. Yeah. I mean, in Uncut Gems, there's a lot of times they didn't even pull permits to go film some of the scenes because they wanted like real people reactions to some of the sequences, right? And I think in this scenario of like trying to make it so that you feel so you are in the world, that you know, like period piece, right? And I think that's why it's so powerful to see it. That's why it feels so visceral when you're like, you know, Marty, you know, Rachel has, you know, been kicked out. She goes to Marty, trying to help him. She's pregnant, and they're trying to find this dog of this guy who might have a whole bunch of money or has a whole bunch of money for who knows whatever reason, right? And getting straight up shot at, and you have to drive this person off after they've stolen this vehicle from Dion. And all of this feels so visceral because all of the characters, and I think this comes from the perspective that they all, to some degree, can bring that whatever baggage from their life, and they can connect it to this character, and then you bring this level of professional cinema filmmaking that also feels like you're just watching a documentary.
You know, I think part of this world building, and Josh Safdie talked about this, is that he has not a show Bible, but a character Bible.
Oh, interesting.
And he writes pages upon pages upon pages of background on each character, backstories.
Interesting.
And he says, like, I don't recommend this, but this is how I work.
Why does he do it?
To help the actors to like understand and get into the world of it, right? Even background actors, he'll do it for.
I love it.
Okay, and so like
that is crazy.
It is wild. And Ben Affleck was like, I would never do that. He's like, no, I don't recommend it, but like this is just how I work. And he said, he gave an example. For example, I sat Odessa and Timothée down, and I said, you know, when the very first date that these two characters went on was Marty asked Rachel to go see King Kong. It was premiering at whatever theater, and you guys went, and Rachel's character became fascinated with just the character and this damsel in distress and her performance and blah, blah, blah. That at that moment, that's when she decided she wanted to grow up to be an actress. And she asked Marty, like, will you see my movies? And Marty said, of course, I'll be at every premiere of yours, blah, blah, blah. And that brought her a sense of fulfillment. So when she has the opportunity in the movie to play this role of his sister, right? And or to like play the role of to scam someone, she jumps on it.
Yes.
Because she has this connection that that connected her to Marty.
Oh my goodness, this is so good.
It's like he does this kind of like backstory for all the characters.
Okay.
And it's bonkers, but it adds to the world building.
Okay, but does that mean that like you have to be a cinephile to love this film? Like, do you have to be one of us? Like, an individual.
I've said this before. I think I'm looking at the camera. If you're watching,
Or if you're listening,
if as a viewer, we have the responsibility to do some prep work. We don't need to go in having read reviews, no. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We do have the responsibility to know who's producing, who has written, and who's directing this movie. Because when we have that context, we can go into a movie saying, okay, this is a Safdie brother movie, right?
Yes.
This is the type of movies that they've done. Whether I've seen them or not, here's what I've read about them. Here's kind of what I can expect. Now, that doesn't mean that we
are going to get that every single time.
right. We're not putting our directors and writers in a box.
No.
But it's helping us shape and have background on what we can experience from this movie. And I think this is where people failed. I think this is where the marketing failed people because it came out as this big flashy movie.
Yes.
And people with Timothée,
Yes,
who's
yes,
a big
yes,
name,
yes.
dating one of the Jenners. Okay, like they exploited that.
That's very specific to you.
Did I mention the Jenners? I don't know which one of the Jenners he's dating.
I have no idea. I didn't even know he was dating a gender. The fact that you had to
Yeah,
put
man.
that. I mean, that is a big deal.
Because I think that draws people.
100%.
I think that draws
A crowd that was like,
that has no idea who Josh Safdie is, has no idea what A24 is, has no idea the business shift that A24 is doing. Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, let's go watch the new Timothée movie. It looks fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, you're setting up yourself to fail.
Yeah.
If you, as an audience member, don't take the opportunity to educate yourself.
It's so hard. It's so hard because I think that there was a level of... This is where I think that streaming has ruined it in some level. Because most people, when you go into it, you're not looking at it and you're just like, well, okay, what show am I going to watch? What I want to be. I want to be, entertained. Yeah. Are we not entertained?
Yeah.
But when you come to a film like Marty Supreme, it requires you to be what you need to do for all films. Just have a little something in your back pocket to know what you're getting into, and be okay with the ride that you're going to go on.
Yeah.
And I think you're so right. You're so right, and we're going to preach it till we die.
Yeah.
That you need to take a moment to, and that's why, because I think it's not. I think the ultimately the question we have at the very beginning of this episode is that, did the marketing fail Marty Supreme? No. We the people failed Marty.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, when you look at the marketing and then you go watch the film, of course this is what it would be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you needed to know who the Safdie, who they are to understand this film. And that's why I had to have a moment to say, okay, I need to readjust my mind and know that I'm not in for what I was expecting, but I'm going to be in for a journey.
Yeah.
And what a journey it is.
100%. Look, I felt like I had a similar experience this year with watching Jay Kelly. Have you seen Jay Kelly?
I've not watched Jay Kelly yet. You said that you're like, so I haven't watched it yet, but it is on my docket.
Knowing that it was a Noah Baumbach film, written by him, co-written by him, directed by him, I knew what I wanted out of that movie, right? And the things that I wanted, it delivered on. It had some pacing issues, but and I've watched it twice now, and I enjoy it more. I enjoyed it a lot more the second time. But,
good.
But I think it's that, like, if I take the time to understand what I'm getting myself into, and maybe I'm wrong. Like, I'm one of those people, like, if I pick up a book, I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover, right? I'm gonna read the insert on the inside, like maybe like read a little bit about, like, do people like this? Like the general synopsis of what it's about. And then I'll say, okay, what else has this author written? Because writers bring their baggage, good, bad baggage, if we want to call it, their experiences into it. And so like it'll prep me to understand what I'm getting myself into. And I get, there are people out there who just like look at a cover or talk book and tells them like, go read this book because of whatever. I'm an influencer. I'm telling you to read it. Okay, I'll go buy it. Right. And that's not how it should be. Like, educate yourselves, prep yourselves, not educate, just prep yourselves before you jump into any movie.
Yeah. And if you don't, here's my other play is that if you go to a film and you don't like it, you have to take some time, but revisit it in a year.
Yeah.
Not any, like you, if you don't like a film, revisit it in a year, but do a little bit of extra, like, okay, why didn't I like this film? Is it because I, didn't like the writer, or like who did I like this writer in another film? Just do a little extra, go back and visit it with the understanding that I didn't like it last time, but maybe I might like it this time. Because the reality is that half the time you don't like a film is because you misunderstood it.
Preach it.
But there are films that suck. So
yeah, there are.
Looking at you, freaking Fountain of Youth.
Fountain of Youth, man. Guy Ritchie. Perfect example. I knew I wanted something out of a Guy Ritchie movie, and they didn't give it to me, and it failed. Anyways, we won't get into it.
Anyways, dude, listen. Talk to me about the music. Can we just end on this?
The music. The needle drops. Let's talk about the needle drops. I love that immediately as he impregnates her.
At the moment of inception.
And we have this very like beautiful nod to look who's talking. Okay, as we see the little semen.
I forgot about this scene. Oh my gosh.
As soon as I watched that, I was like, I know what I'm getting myself into. This is great. This is hilarious. This is awesome.
The journey of the film completely just took that out of my mind, and I'm glad you brought it up. What a setup. What a setup.
Anyways, with the song playing and it works so great. I love that the movie, this is another thing that we talked about. I love the decision to for Safdie and Daniel let me see who the composer his name is. I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop.
Daniel Lopatin.
Lopatin, yeah.
Lopatin.
I love the decision that they said to, you know what, we're not gonna have the music be like a period piece, like orchestral or whatever that may be. We're gonna incorporate like 80s synth into this.
Isn't that just it adds something. What is it about that decision that helps to add to this the overall anxiety and drive of the film?
In addition to that, I think it adds to the world building.
Yeah.
Because again, going back to the idea that this is Marty telling his story in the 80s now to a grandchild of his, right? And the grandchild interpreting what's happening. It enhances the story because we could have easily gone back to like a beautiful instrumental group and having this beautiful, majestic period piece style. And I recently saw the trailer for the new Downton Abbey movie, right?
Yeah, okay. Are you a Downton Abbey fan?
I was of season 1. and then I heard that what's his face gets killed off.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because he wanted out, and I was just like, I'm out. So I only
There's like 8 seasons, bro,
and 2 movies,
bro.
No, I don't have time for that. Are you kidding me? Anyways, but like I saw the new trailer, and it has this beautiful orchestral score. Sounds awesome, right?
Yeah.
And it's it takes place in 1930s, 1940s.
Something like that. Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it enhances the anxiety, the storytelling, because something is quote unquote off, right? But it's also exhilarating. It's also engaging. I think that was the first thing that that really stood out to me was, oh, you're dropping an 80s rock synth needle drop into this. Cool. And then like the score is playing and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm into it. And then like we just keep getting like 80s rocks being dropped and I'm like, this is incredible. This is genius. This is it's fun. It's something different. And I love the score. It's my favorite score of the year.
Yeah. This is a film you 100% should study in if you're looking to like, take notes on your cinema, on story, on character. Look, as let's make sure we put the notes of that discussion from Safdie. This is the level. Not every filmmaker needs to do what he's done. Not every filmmaker or every story deserves this.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to be said that like, if you're trying to take something and you really want people to understand what you were seeing in your head, this level of detail adds to the film because everybody's on board.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, I mean, animators will do this with like, they have whole storyboards upon storyboards. Or you look at M. Night Shyamalan, he gives you the full understanding. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah. And
so you have a full visual picture of what is going to happen. And that helps to add people to understand, okay, this is where we're going to be and this is what we're looking for. I'm not one of those individuals that are doing that, but I could see myself maybe doing this level of like, okay, I need people to understand this one specific character. I'm writing up some detail and understanding for this, what you need to, for this one moment, because this is the level of character that you need to bring to this table.
He was the writer, director, and editor, right?
My dream.
Your dream, right?
My dream.
That's your style.
That is my style.
Yeah.
I could give up the writing, but I would be part of the story.
Yeah.
But I 100%, that would be my bread and butter.
Yeah. Great movie. Look, I had a great time. Final question. Timothée, will he win his Oscar with this? Is this his best performance?
Yeah.
You think so?
I mean, it's up there. I'm trying to think of like some of the other films that like he's been in that I like.
I think his performance in Dune is phenomenal.
2 or 1?
Both. And that's what's hard because you have 2 movies to really show the evolution of Paul and his growth and his downfall, right? And so like we as an audience have almost 6 hours worth, and we're gonna have another 3 hours, right, with the Dune 3. But like it's a little bit unfair. I think his best performances have come out of Dune.
And I think that I lean more to Marty because I think there's this level of internalization that he, and not only like, but like stuff that Chalamet has brought and he saw in him, that he's like, I want him for Marty. And his commitment, his drive, and the energy that he brings to the scene, but also, like, I don't know, but I feel like there's scenes in here that are completely ad-libbed.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't know, but everything could be written exactly as is, and then he just delivers it absolutely like spectacularly. But it's really hard because you're right. I think the amount that we have with him in Dune gives us something that is meaty. Yeah. And his performance is strong. And it's like, it's completely different. Yeah, yeah. And so like the question is like, what does it mean to win that award?
Will he get his nomination?
I think he will get a nomination.
Will he win?
I think it's a high probability that he could take it, but I'm not sure that he would.
If you were one of the
voters, what do we got? Give me, what do we got? We would have Chalamet,
Leo,
Michael B. Jordan. Who else? Probably somebody from Hamnet. No.
I think, what's his face?
What about some like Emma Stone? Is it Emma Stone in Begonia? Is that the one where she shaves her head?
That is Begonia. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. What other movies would put? I'm trying to think of. I'm sure there's some other movies that I don't know that like might be foreign or whatever.
Yes, Timothée, Leo,
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. It's 5, I think, right? 5 nominations.
Something like that.
I think Ethan Hawke will get his nomination.
Yeah. From the Black Phone or whatever?
No. Blue Moon.
Oh,
I haven't seen it yet, but it's been getting a lot of hype.
I've been watching The Lowdown.
The Lowdown?
Yeah, it's a FX. It is. I'm vibing.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's the main character. He's like a he's a quote unquote a self-proclaimed truth teller. Instead of a journalist, he's a truth teller in this small town, and he's trying to uncover a mystery of a death of this family that basically runs the town or whatever. But he also has these anyways, it's great if you're if you love kind of the mystery, not procedural from the police side, but from an outsider trying to figure out the story and what really happened. He's crushing it.
Yeah.
Great. I'm been enjoying it a lot.
And I think the 5th one's going to be, what's his face? He just won Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent.
Oh, yeah.
I think those are going to be the 5 nominations.
That's a tough one. Michael B. Jordan, Leo. I would give. I couldn't give it to Chalamet. I would have to give it to Leo. Even though I want Michael B. Jordan, I would. That's so hard, dude.
I would love for Michael B. Jordan to win.
I want to give it to Michael B. Jordan. I think him in Sinners is fantastic, but I think, I mean, there's a level of Leo does it great. I don't know. This is a hard one. I'm not sure. I don't know where I land. I think I need to think. I would have to think about it more. What is your vote?
I think Leo. I think it's going to be Leo, or I would like it to be Leo or Michael B. Jordan.
But it's going to be Leo or Chalamet.
No, Chalamet's not going to win. He's not going to win this.
Do you think it's going to be?
It'll be Leo, or it'll probably be Leo, or it'll be Leo.
Yeah,
I'm putting my money on Leo.
Yeah, I think Leo will end up getting it. We'll see. Anyways, listen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Real Chums, where we discuss Marty Supreme. Absolutely a journey. But be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Specifically, if you are a YouTube lover, head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe button, join in on the conversation by leaving some comments on, do you feel like the marketing hurt or helped the film? Or did you even like the film? Let us know. Because we do so much more over there, and we'd love to have you as part of our crew.
You can always connect with us at any of our socials at Real Chums, or connect with me, Marcel, on Threads at Marstrosity, MARCTROSITY.
And I'm at Rubio.tv.
Join us next week as we discuss one battle after another. I'm
pumped.
I'm pulling an executive decision here. We're going to do Avatar. We're going to talk one battle after another.
Wait, we're going to do Avatar?
We were going to do Avatar. But
Yeah.
I've decided to change, and we're going to talk one battle.
I'm glad, because I was also going to want it, because I already watched it. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah. One battle after another, and Sinners have been my 2 most watched movies of 2025.
Nice. All right. Let us know. Later.